guys, it's me Emily and welcome back to this week's video. I know I said I was gonna post this Saturday, but then the video that I actually had, the device won't turn on, so I can't post it and upload it, and I have to refilm it, so that's why it's getting posted today. And yeah, so one, because I'm not using a different camera, that's why the lighting looks a bit off, and it's probably why it looks and seems different. But today I'm doing a missing persons case because I honestly love missing persons cases and crime cases and things like that because they're just so interesting to me. I would sit there for hours and hours and watch different cases. So I decided to do mine, and I think I'm gonna do a series and do them once a month or something like that. So yeah, there was going to be pictures in this video because that's just how you can see pictures of different things for the case, but I obviously can't do it anymore because I don't have my actual editor, and I can't get that editor anymore. So yeah. So basically, I'm doing this case so that people can have information, because if this reaches just the right person, then this case could be solved, but no one is actually step forward, and no one has been arrested for this case. And basically, it's just if this gets to the right people, it's putting this case. The more that the cases are come forward and stuff, and the more cases are present, then basically the higher chance they have of getting solved, because a lot of cases don't get a lot of exposure, kind of like this case. And yeah, so I have notes here, so yeah. So this case is the case of Cody Haynes. I'm sorry if I pronounce anybody's name wrong in this, or the place is wrong. I'm sorry. So Cody Haynes was an 11-year-old kid who was living with his father and his father's girlfriend. He had 4 sisters, and he was 5 feet, 90 pounds. He had green eyes and brown hair, and he was last seen on September 12th, 2004, and he was last seen in his father's home in Washington. There is $5,000 reward put out for if anybody knows anything about the case. So his real mother is Lisa Penny, I believe, and his father is Richard Haynes, and the father's girlfriend is Marla Herding. So yeah. So a little bit of a backstory on Cody's life. Something happened, and I couldn't find anything of how this happened, between Cody's father and mother, and they ended up separating, and the father got full custody of Cody and his sisters. So basically, sorry, there was a long pause. So basically the father and his girlfriend had custody of the kids, and the kids were living with him in their 2-story apartment. So yeah. So the night of Cody's disappearance, Cody and his father, we're just gonna call him Richard, and the girlfriend, Marla, so it's just easier, so I don't fit Cody's father's girlfriend. So Cody and Richard got into an argument, because Cody did not want to do the dishes or put away the leftover food from the dinner that night, and every kid, they don't want to do the dishes, and it's just not something that they want to do. They want to go off and have fun. So he basically was just refusing to do the dishes and putting them away, and so Richard made Cody sit at the kitchen table until midnight. So then at midnight, Cody was sent to his room, and the sisters were told to leave Cody alone this entire time. So yeah, so Cody was in his room, and he was told to stay there, and that was that. So around somewhere between 2 and 2:30, Cody's father left to look for car parts for his 1954 Kaiser, and he left for 14 hours. He didn't come back until 4 p.m. So he claims that he got lost looking for car parts, and that's something that happened. He got lost, and that's why he's gone for 14 hours. He was 250 miles away from the apartment, and basically, yeah. So one of his statements, his first statement was that he got lost, and the second statement was that his axle broke and he had to call a friend to come get him. And so now these things are actually confirmed, and yeah. So nobody checked on Cody for this 14-hour period. Well, it was more like 15 hours, but I'll get to that. So, like, no one checked on Cody at all during this time. Like, everybody just left him alone in his room, and basically, yeah. So when the father came home at 4 p.m., nobody checked on him for another hour, and then they basically came back, and the father went and checked on Cody, and Cody wasn't in his room. So they chalked it up to Cody running away because he was angry at his father for, like, having him sit at the kitchen table and then just sending him to his room. So it was chalked up as a runaway. The police were informed, and then they also said it was a runaway, so no missing persons report was ever filed, and no Amber Alert was ever set out because it was chalked up to running away. So they searched for Cody, and then they realized pretty quickly that this didn't seem like a runaway case. It seemed more like a missing persons case, and they turned it into a missing persons case. But I don't know if a file ever started. And basically, the father was the main suspect because him and Cody and Richard had gotten to an argument earlier that morning, and Cody's father was like the last one to see him pretty much, and it was also he had suspicious behavior. So as soon as Richard started to become the main suspect, they started to pull away like extremely quickly and lawyered up extremely quickly. Now, if you don't know what lawyered up means, it basically means they got a lawyer. They got a lawyer for like to protect them like as fast as they could, and then they got it like it was like really really fast. If that explains kind of. And they refused to answer any questions that the police had, and I believe they refused polygraphs too. Yeah. So they refused polygraphs as well, as they weren't able, and they like didn't let the four sisters talk about it at all. People came by the house asking if they could do like interviews and stuff, but they didn't do anything. They didn't help search for Cody. They didn't do any of the visuals. They didn't do anything. They kind of just stayed in their house and like tried to stay out of all the investigations and stuff. So, before like they started to like pull away, Cody's father had said that the bed was made to look like Cody was in it. Like with stuffed animals, he made it so it looked like there was a person in his bed, and that there was a backpack and some clothes missing. So, it was said that Cody kind of did this a lot when he was like angry, and he would pretend to be asleep, or he would do something like this so he could just be like alone and like let off steams kind of, and yeah. But when the police actually got a warrant to search the place, they found his bag of clothes, and they found a bike in the shed in the back of like the apartments. So his bag of clothes and his bike was just left there. And upon a second search, the police took the computer, and they said that they had like they gained some significant evidence, but never came out and said what that was. But it was sad that Richard sold his car 2 days later to a cab company. And also, it was said that a couple days later, like, I'm not sure if it's true because I only saw this on one source, because it was just, like, everything was, like, all over the place. So I tried to think things that were on multiple sources and, like, put that in here. So I'm sorry if I think it's wrong, by the way. Like, I tried to do as best I could with my research. Basically, it also said that he got married to his girlfriend and became the stepmother of Cody and his four sisters. Not long after Cody's disappearance. A few weeks after Cody's disappearance, the four sisters were taken away from the father's home because of alleged child abuse claims. So those claims were proved to be right by people who like lived in the area. They were all like worried, and the four sisters were taken out of the home and put into foster care. And that's when the sisters came forward and like answered the questions, and they helped like the police and like worked with it. basically, they said that that night, they do remember that Cody got into a fight with the father, and that they believe that something happened, with Cody, how do I explain it? Like fighting happened, or like abuse or something happened, and this was later kind of like proven when they saw some blood on the kitchen floor, but they're not entirely sure what that was from, because it could have been from like anything. Like, it wasn't like, I don't believe it was like thoroughly like taken in like as like evidence or something. So yeah, it was also said that a little bit later, that a farmer saw a blanket on his property, and the sister said that she did remember seeing that blanket in her father's home, but I don't think anything happened after that, because I couldn't find anything, and I couldn't find anything on this case after that. So a lot of people have a lot of speculations on this case. Well, not a lot, because there's just a small amount. A lot of people believe this one thing, and they believe that it was really, really odd that the father went out from, they left for 14 hours, and at 2:30 in the morning, when like everyone in the house would be asleep, so it would have been easy for him to take Cody out and dispose of his body somewhere if he did kill him, and that's why no one could find him, and like so he would like dispose of the body and like made it like a runaway setup, and it would also been like, if it was a runaway case, it would have been very unlikely, because they found his bike and his clothes, and he probably would have taken those if he did run away. And he also lives on the second floor of the 2-story apartment, so if he went out the window, he would have broken his legs, and they probably would have had more evidence of him running away, like people seeing him, but nothing was ever found. So they believe the father did do it because they were acting very suspicious during this case, but no arrests have ever been made. The mother is still looking for Cody, and she does have a Facebook page, and about it, I believe. If I can find it, I'll link it down below. Not entirely sure if I can. But yeah, if you do know anything, please call somebody. There's ways you can do anonymously if you really don't want to be like have your name out there. If you know something, please don't hesitate to call. Like, just call like the police, and like I'm pretty sure you could search the number of like that police. I'm sorry, like I don't, like I couldn't find like the actual place where the house was. So yeah. So basically that's all for this video. I do want to say that I did do quite a bit of research for this, and I had to take 12 pages of notes and put it into a 15-minute time frame. So I'm proud of myself that I did that. I have 5 pages of notes here. Basically, there was a lot of holes in this case. Like the story, it was like all these different sites were saying different things. So I tried to take things from like this site said this and this site said the exact same thing, just worded differently. So I just took that and was like, okay, so multiple sources have said that, so it's probably something right. So if this isn't wrong, so if any of this information is wrong, I am extremely sorry to the family. I was just trying to put like this case out there, so if anybody knows anything, they can come forward. Yeah, sorry, I was like, I'm messing with my hair so much in this video. Okay, so yeah, that's all for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys all later. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up if you like this, and comment down below some cases of like any kind of cases, if you'd like me to do them for next month's kind of video like this. So yeah, go comment those down below, and I'll see you all later. Bye.